Hey everybody, welcome back to Wingspan on Board Game Arena. Uh, the superior version of Wingspan, of course, despite the lack of expansions. We got the Anna's Hummingbird, so we might have a Hummingbird game. What do we got? We got a Mallard, we like that. Do we do the Egret as well? What do we got? Big Birds, we got three of those off the bat, but we also have Wetland Scientist, which we have two off the bat. Wetland, well, we're not going to we're going to go with large birds for sure. Because that's what we like. Let's see. How are we going to do this? There's lots of fish, so I think we do a grub. And the food for our hawk, we need a ground nest. We've got our friend the mallard. And the question becomes, what are we going to do about that hummingbird? It's not a large bird. I don't see any large birds there. So let's just see what happens here. We do not want to be confined to building out a wetlands. That's for the bonus card. That is not always the path you want to take. But large bird specialist will give us a bit more flexibility, I feel. Although smaller birds, the further down the board you get, the larger the birds tend to be. Not consistently, of course, but a larger proportion of large birds are in the wetlands. Plenty of large birds in the grasslands and not so many large birds in the forest. So regardless, it's still probably going to be focused around this lower half of the board. Our lower bounds is only 6 as opposed to 7 for the wetland scientist, but that's all right. We're going to get down on 3 birds showing, and then we're going to grab up that hummingbird if it remains. Otherwise, these expensive 3 food cost birds are not of interest to us. It's going to be red shoulder hawk, mallard, lay some eggs, grab a couple cards, see what we're dealing with. Probably grab a food. Actually, yeah, we want to do that. Do we want to do that? Yeah. Well, let's get our mallard down. Get our mallard down first. There's no rush on that hawk right yet. We want to do that card grab first. And then once again, the question becomes, should we get the hummingbird? Do we put the hummingbird in I think we're going to put it in the grasslands, fill up our mallard while getting a little extra food. I do kind of like the large food grab from the... Ooh, that's a good card. Do like just instantly having 3 food out of the forest, though. We might go that route. I mean, look at these big old birds. By big, I mean food costs, of course. So let's see what we get. Following the standard flow of eggs into an extra card, into an extra food. That's really, you want to focus on this little cycle right here, especially early game when you've got these exchanges, exchange an egg for an extra card, exchange an extra card for an extra food. What do we got off the top? Screech owl, you say? So it's not a large bird. So I don't know how much good that's going to do us. Loggerhead shrike. Also definitely not a large bird, so good fodder to be discarded. There's a large bird, but inexpensive. Look at this. All three food cost birds making an appearance. The tray is not particularly friendly to any of them. We have hit a bit of a dead end already, but luckily we're just going to be putting down our hawk, nabbing our, ooh, look at that. That, my friend, is an expensive bird without the food present. But, you know, sometimes it's fun to just grab a bomb and hold on to it. Opponent does not have a platform nest yet. I mean, a ground nest. We're slowly clawing our way back to expert. 23 points more to go. I have several times just had winning streaks that tipped me up into the expert realm of 500 and then just come crashing down. That just seems to be the pattern. Somehow the luck comes in waves. And I am out of the trough and slowly clawing my way back. All right, buddy. What's it going to be? So I wonder if we do put our hummingbird in the forest. Get that food really going. There's a big bird. I wonder. I truly wonder if we grab it. Of course, the tray is garbage, but if we're getting 3 food per turn, it's nice to have that strong food generation. We'll grab, what are we going to grab here? I mean, oh well, we'll grab something for our egret, and luckily we have this omnivore. Pretty sure that hummingbirds do not actually eat fish. I have a hummingbird feeder outside, and there's, ooh, that's a good card. It's always worrisome. Okay, we will grab this guy, and then we'll get rid of our shrike. And we will grab ourselves the grain, make things a little tough for my opponent. That is not a ground nest, however, which we like. Thank you, Mr. Red Shoulder Hawk, for preying on the proper bird. Okay, so maybe we put the honest hummingbird down. I'm always tempted to put this guy in the forest. The would rely on having lots of bombs. There are 2 bombs currently, but do we even have time? We do have time. I think we play it. Oh no, we don't have time to play it and gain the cards and lay an egg in our mallard. But let's just do it. Let's just, well, we're going to put this guy in the wetlands. Let's do that first. Let's do that. Let's grab up our expensive birds. Do we take, those are both large birds, so let's do it. This is what we're going to do. Large birds are usually expensive, so we're going to put our hummingbird in the forest, beef up our food capacity early on. That'd be a nice card. Opponent has a very traditional setup, though, so this could be a complete and utter failure. Oh, there's more large birds, though. We're going for it. We're going for it. Give me all those big birds. That tiny hummingbird should help a lot. Well, too bad there's a swan. That would have been great for us. Easy to get the food for it and 9 points. All these other cards, generally not so easy. How is the shoveler? I guess because it has a brown power. I was going to say, how is the shoveler worth less points than the swan when it has a more difficult, slightly more difficult food requirement? But egg space, brown power. So we shall lay down our eggs. And we'll be able to get our hummingbird down for the second end of round goal, which we like. Ooh, look at them rats. That's what we like to see. Don't take my rats, my friend. Swanson's Hawk would be nice for us. But let's see where our plan takes us. Well, should we just grab it? We could just grab it. That'll increase our... But the rats. We want to get to these rats ASAP, so let's just proceed with the plan. Oh, okay, good. I wonder if we don't grab the hawk. I feel like my opponent is busy with his 3 cards, so we're not going to grab it quite yet. How many do we need? We need 6. We got 3 so far and plenty of other options here. The hawk, of course, would be a valuable contributor to our grasslands. So let's just see what happens here. Give me them rats. That's nice. It's a nice little bomb there, but white powers maybe not the best long term. Oh, look at this. Our first catch of the day. That is excellent. Very nice. We'll grab a couple grubs too while we're at it here. And then maybe get the food for our ibis if we get a reroll with the with the fish. And how nice would that be? Three food generation this early is certainly nice. Of course, we are passing on a food to our opponent, but I wonder if we don't deny the woodpecker. The food is there for it. It's a little bit out of the way for us. Oh, there goes our grubs anyways. Play our friend. Well, let's grab some cards. We got 5 turns left. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. So I like that we don't need to play the shoveler if we get this hawk down. Ooh, pileated. Always nice to see, but we have no cavity nest. Yeah. Show me what you got. So it is not a pileated game. Yeah. Now there are other couple good grassland options. Let's do one more round of card draw just to grab those guys out. Or should we just stick to the bombs? Pileated, I'm sure, is a large bird, unlike the woodpecker. But all of our cavity nests go in the forest, so that's a little tricky. I think we just grab the food for the woodpecker, and then we can start chucking the red crocated woodpecker. Then we can start chucking excess. What do we got? Still tempted to go that pileated. What do we need here? We could use a grain. Take a grain. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place all of a sudden. I think we play the pileated, and then if the burrowing owl remains. Good job, that hawk coming through. So yeah, we're going to grab up the sparrow and the owl. The sparrow might be more of a denial. Then we can play the pileated woodpecker and continue to milk our forest, make a real forest engine, and get down our large birds, maybe even get down our red crocated woodpecker. Fortunately, we only have one grub. So maybe it's the wrong path to take. So many choices ahead of me. Well, there that goes. So we're going to skip out on our pileated. The pileated will be exchanged for a food, as will the shoveler and or screech owl. 3 turns left. Opponent is going to get the end of round goal, but I'm liking. We've got good, powerful birds for our grasslands here with the hawk and the eagle. Could definitely use one more, but we'll see where we go. Let's count up our big birds again. We got 3 down. We're going to get down the eagle. We're going to get down the hawk. And we're going to get down either the ibis or the shoveler. So that will serve us well. We're going to hope for rodentologist or falconer as our bonus card. Falconer would be great, especially with the ibis. So we're going to play our woodpecker. We're going to play our eagle. We're going to lay some eggs. That is the plan for the rest of the game, or for the rest of the round. Opponent played the blue grosbeak. Man, that's an expensive bird. We'll see how they do with the migrator. Migrators are not much fun, in my opinion. And they just add an extra layer of complexity that my brain does not want to have to apply, and oftentimes does not seem to do much good no matter what. Let's see what we get. Fish birds, or named after a person. Well, we're hoping to get at least 2, but we got Annas, we got Swansons. So we're going to go with historian. Do we have any other? No. So that's going to be 4. That is fine by me. I see the Stellar's J, but of course that would not do us any good. Next will be our eagle. And then we got plenty of cards to chuck for food and play our bombs. My opponent has some good cards. That Sparrow, the Ruddy Duck. These should be winning cards, so we'll just have to see how my opponent plays it. Stocking up on eggs. Gonna grab some more food next turn, it looks like. Just fine by me. Well, he's gonna get the reroll, so what am I saying? It's not fine by me. It's terrible. I think we are. Should we chuck our grain for an egg? I kind of feel like we should, because we don't want to visit. We got plenty of food generation, but we do not have good egg generation. So we're going to get rid of that grain. We're not going to play the shoveler, hopefully, because we really want to play that ibis. At this point, it just all comes down to the bird feeder. But luckily, we are going to have many attempts. Many attempts at that bird feeder. My opponent is not showing a cavity nest, but he does have that. What is it? Barred owl, screech owl, the star nest. I forget which owl it is, but that's going to be coming down soon, I predict. So any temptation I have to play, well, I mean, look, the tray is beckoning me to play my pileated. We do have a lot of bombs to play. I feel like it's a mistake. My opponent is well set up for all the end of round goals. So that's a little scary. Oh, we did win the first one convincingly. Let's get rid of you. We'll stick you right there. Actually, we have lots of platform nests, so round 4 looking good for us. Thank you for not gobbling up one of my large birds. Okay. Do we get any more bombs? Nothing that I would call a bomb. A little tempted by that crane since we're going to get a ton of food generation. We do need one more card. But we'll leave it to my opponent. See if they want to. We're going to go for the pileated. You can't stop me. We're going to chuck our friend the screech owl. We don't really need anything, so take a grain. Might come in handy at some point. What we need a fish. Give us the fish. No fish, of course. We also need lots of grubs and a rat, and none of that has popped up. But luckily, I wonder if we do grab that sandhill crane. Luckily, we have lots of food coming our way. Excellent. Our predators are really putting in the work this game. I mean, the world is pushing me towards the shoveler, but we really... Well, what's the difference here? Is the shoveler the way to go? I think it might be. It's what the game wants, that's what the game's going to get. This right here is a terrible mistake, but we're going to go for it anyways. My opponent remains without a cavity nest, but that owl has got to be coming down soon. We are winning on points, which is nice. Those migrators. They're just, but look at all that food you got. If we don't grab the crane though and skip out on the, nope, Finch. All right, building up your traditional, uh, thank you for the fish finally. Building out your traditional forest engine. I mean grasslands, you know what I mean. Fortunately, our cavity nest is a bit sparse. My opponent go first just in case they give me the reroll. If not, we'll have the food for both the shoveler and the ibis, which is nice. But not the eggs quite yet. Opponent does not give me the reroll. That's all right. We're going to play a couple bombs. Excellent. We go for food one more time. I don't think getting this once and talk down is going to matter much. Yep, we're going to get down these two and then get food, play this once and talk at the start of the next round, and just lay eggs. We should have, is it number of, yes, how many do they have? 1, 2. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are well ahead in that department. And we're going to have a maxed out large bird specialist, if my math is correct. There you go. Finally, my friend. So let's get down our shoveler, I suppose. And then we do need to get food again for the eggs. We don't want to be spending both our eggs. But luckily we have that pileated. We should have food. Oh no, we're only gonna have one more card. So it's gonna be a 3, possibly 5, between 3 and 5 point engine. Both these birds have strong likelihood of giving us what we need. Well, there's our food, but we're gonna be able to get our food no matter what. Although it would be nice to have, we're not gonna have the, oh, thanks. Oh, we get an extra. We'll get another cherry for diversity, as they like to say. Lay a couple eggs. Do we need to do this at this point? Yes, we do. To get our next card down. We can skip you now. You're gonna just look at that. I think that my red shoulder hawk did the trick every time. My opponent has a nice engine here, that is for sure. But we have a very healthy lead. And a couple bombs. And some good bonus cards. It's a shame that we have this overabundance of food. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting to come back. 2, 3. We will still have 5. But he's fighting for that end around goal. We have an egg in the grasslands. So we are good there. This game ain't over. Interesting. Nothing too exciting there. So we're going to hold off on playing our ibis for just a little bit. See where the last round goes. We're currently up by 7 going into the final round. with most likely the end of round goal. My opponent has 0 cards, so no tuck in on the house finch. That is fantastic. Whew, that would be a big point generator. They're gonna have to go to the grasslands, which they're doing. That must be a bonus card bird. We're just gonna have 4 rounds of egg laying. Play the ibis. My math correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they got 4. They still got 4. I always have to triple check my counts because when you're on, when you're streaming, ooh. Let's hope my opponent does. Oh, my opponent is going to be able to grab that one with the finch, but they have no food. That's excellent, man. My predators showing the world how it's done. Have they even missed at all yet? Starting to feel very confident in this game. Those predators have been fantastic. Currently have 6 big birds down already. Sneak in the ibis at the end of the game. Confidence is high. My opponent is playing very well for his rank, I will say that. He is no dummy to how the game is played. Probably be wise to just lay eggs at this point, but that is a bit of a mistake, I'd say. We're going to get a food that we don't need. I wonder if he's... Oh, he's got that... For some reason, he has got... Should we skip? We'll just grab a cherry because it doesn't matter. Does not limit his options. Not giving him the reroll. Nothing like that. So we'll just have an extra cherry floating around for the end of game. My opponent has that, what is it? The goldfinch. Not too worried about it. All right, they got to fail at some point. It's okay if you miss this time. Haha, that was reverse psychology and it worked. Look at that. I'm gonna have to rewatch this and see if I get a perfect game with these guys. We are just skyrocketing ahead at this point. Up by 16. And if he plays that goldfinch, we're just going to be so much more ahead. It is the goldfinch. What could he possibly want that for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That must be, he must have bull nest. So he spent 3 turns to get that down for maybe 5 points. So showing his rank here. Okay, gotta miss this time. There we go. That time the reverse psychology did not work on me. It's like a perfect hitter in baseball, I suppose. Not that I know anything about baseball, but yeah, I should not have even talked about it. Plus, I'm not sure if they actually have hit them all based off of the early game. I wasn't paying that much attention. More bull nests. Not sure what's going on there. Birds that eat grain, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 8 that you need for that card. It's not birds that can only live in the forest. I think you already had maxed out bull nest. So now I'm utterly confused. I take back everything I said about playing well for his rank. What other bonus cards do these guys hit? Ah, well, we'll just have to see. We are going to get the end of round goal. So it's looking like quite the smash. Why don't you just run his grassland? You know, I always like at least everyone having one egg, just as a sanity check. There we go. Now we're missing. Making up for it. Thank you, Golden Eagle. All right. Not an unusual spread for me. I spend time building out engines while other people chase end of round goals, and then by the third end of round, it is I'm up by quite a bit, just based off of my engines, just by 99. That's sweet. Okay, let's see what my opponent played these cards for here. Okay, got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That didn't help him much. This one was also, I guess he just doesn't quite understand the power of the grassland at the end of the game. But that was a nice game. I appreciate you. And yeah, so close to 100. But all them big birds treated me well. 10 points in bonus cards. 6 and 2. Awesome. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.